Hi students, in this video we are going to see about the parallel program development and environment topic. In that we are going to see about synchronization and multiprocessing modes. Let us go to the topic. The parallel programming environment consists of three categories. One is hardware platform, second one is languages supported, and third one is software tools. When we move to hardware platforms, the platform hardware should support shared memory, message passing, vector processing, and SIMD to data flow computers. So that a hardware platform must be associated to support these features in parallel environment. Whenever we are going to work in parallel environment, so the hardware should be supported with shared memory, message passing, vector processing, and SIMD to data flow computers. Usually, we directly identify the mission models such as Cray, Y, MP, Hen, Butterfly, IPSC, S60, etc. So, these are all some of the example models which will cover these above features. And move on to software tools. There are some programming languages are available which are feel comfortable and good in programming. What are those means? Linda and Strand A38. So those are all the best examples which provides the parallel environment in an effective way. So when we this software tools for parallel environment, parallel programming is classified into some categories, some levels based on the maturity of the tool sets. So based on the maturity of the tool sets, these software tools are classified. So what are those means? Those are classified as parallel languages and integrated environments. So the integrated environment is again further classified into basic, limited, and will. So basic environment provides the facility of debugging and performance monitoring on a graphic mechanisms. So the graphic environment is supported in the basic environment, and limited integrations that tool should provide the parallel debugging, performance monitoring, and program visualization beyond the capability of basic environments. And well-developed environment should support the tools with a textual and graphical representation, visualization support for performance monitoring, and etc. So these are all the software tools classified under the maturity of the tool. Move on to the environment features. So the environment should have the capability of expressiveness and compatibility and portability. So these qualitative factors should be imposed in one environment. So what are the technologies should be included in environment means? First one is preprocessors, another one is pre-compilers. So preprocessors, the examples are given here: FCIRCE and MoonMax. MoonMax is the best compiler directives are macroprocessors. Pre-compilers also given here. Alient FX Fortran compiler is the best example which supports the parallel programming environment. Then this parallel languages and compiler technology is done in a different automation levels. What are those means? First is it is basically classified into two levels: new and extended level. Then based on the languages and compiler basis, again it is divided into language extension and pre-compiler. When you take pre-compiler is again divided into automated and semi-automated. The best examples for automated pre-compiler is given as Express FX Fortran, and semi-automated as Dino MDMizer PAT. And preprocessors, some of the example preprocessors are given here. Those are famous are hypertasking and Poker Olympus, right? So these parallel programming languages are differentiated based on the degree of compilations. So how it is compiled, and this will be separated from semi-automated category to automated category. So if the compiler is upgraded into new advancement, that will move on to the categorized automated category. And the next topic is synchronization and multiprocessing modes. Why this synchronization is very important means, what is the motivation of this synchronization means, it should whenever the data is shared with the many objects, or that data is to be a writable object, means that synchronization is obviously required. So that's what the source of synchronization problem is, the sharing of writable objects, objects in the sense data or structures among the processes. Once the writable object is permanently become read-only, the synchronization problem is not required. Okay, so it vanishes the point. It is vanished in the point. Synchronization consists of implementing the order of operations in an algorithm by observing dependencies of writable data. So this will have the order of operations. How this order is maintained means by maintaining or by observing the dependencies of writable data. So the data dependence is once found means we can the order of its operation is easier to implement. Then this atomicity of object is very important in the case of multiprocessing modes. So this has the three dependence here. The atomicity of object addresses the three dependencies here. What are those means? Data dependence, control dependence, and side effect dependence. Here this side effect dependence is new to this case, because we have already discussed and saw about the data dependence and control dependence. Both are common and famous one. So these are known concept. What about the side effect dependence means? This dependence is programmatically defined. So whenever the exceptional cases occurs and timeout occurs means, at that time this dependence will be come out from the flow analysis, right? Multiprocessor execution modes. So how this multiprocessing is included means, it will include the execution of a one process from which are moving from medium grain size to core grain size program level. So what are the requirements are required for the multiprocessor execution means, those are all already known concepts only. The first one is, whenever we go for the multiprocessor execution mode, the context switching is a first and foremost technologies which is very important, and that should be fast enough to achieve the execution of multiple processes. So that's what the first point is given as fast context switching among multiple processes resident in a processes, and multiple register sets to facilitate the context switching. In order to achieve the context switching, we need to have the registers, enough register sets. And third important requirement is fast memory access with conflict-free memory location. So the access from the memory should be fast and efficient one. Why? How this will be fast means, it should have the feature of conflict-free memory location. And synchronization mechanisms among the multiple processes is also very important requirement. And in order to achieve these concepts, we should have an efficient software tool to achieve these kind of processing and its performance level. And system and application software for interactive users also another one important requirement for the multiprocessor execution modes. I hope you understand this concept. I'll catch you in the next video about the next topic. Thank you.